guys, it's Sid here, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing another rating and review of a movie I watched recently, and unlike most of the others, this one was actually completely original. It was not a live action or a prequel or a sequel or based on any other type of IP. It was completely new, something we've never seen before, and that was Pixar's Elio. So basically, if you've not already seen this, because Disney kind of forgot to market this one, it just went sort of under the radar, you know, no one really noticed it, but it's about a sci-fi, so science fiction, where this little boy named Elio, he doesn't really have any friends on Earth. He's sort of like a misfit, an outcast, you know, so he doesn't really fit in or feel like he belongs. So he decides to get abducted by aliens on purpose in order to go up into outer space and see if he can find any friends in outer space. So yeah, this was a kids movie. If I were to guess, it was probably aimed at children from like ages 5 to like 12, maybe, like that type of demographic. And I am a tiny bit older than that, not by much really, but still like substantially enough to have a difference, you know. But I think it was pretty good, actually. Like, I went with my mom because I'm not old enough to go by myself, but we watched it together and we both thought it was just really cute and adorable. It wasn't like cinematic gold or anything, but it was just a nice fun thing to watch, and it was a very refreshing break from all of the content that like stems off of other content, you know. Like in the old days, I say old days, like I was even alive back then, like at the dawn of movies, at like the peak of Disney, like the Renaissance times and like Disney's golden revival era, you know, they would have all of these like original movies that were all new and exciting and interesting, but now we're just getting fed like all of this stuff that literally is just repeated versions of previous stuff or other things that are like incredibly safe just in order to ensure that Disney makes all of that money back, you know? It feels like they're not willing to take any risks, but when you create an original IP, you're like taking that risk, you know? So that is always appreciated. So yeah, but I thought it was pretty good. Like I said earlier, like it was aimed for younger kids, so they probably put a lot less efforts into making like an actually good story, but even though that might have been the case, I feel like the story was pretty good. Like, there definitely were flaws in places where it just like didn't really make sense. Like, the villain's motivation made like zero sense to me. There's like this extraterrestrial like outer space organization of basically like countries that are all like allied together. So it's sort of like the United Nations for like nations in outer space. And there's this one guy who's the villain who wants to join the United Nations of outer space. And he's like trying to ask them like, hey, can I join this organization? And they're like, no, because you're too like ruthless, I guess. But then he just like destroys them anyway. I'm like, why would you even like want to be in it if you were just gonna like take over them anyway, you know? Like, what's the point of that? Like, there is none. But other places, I feel like it actually did have a really good story, you know? Because I feel like it does have really good storytelling principles. Like, the impossible choice I thought was pretty good, because obviously at the end, this isn't really that big of a spoiler because you could probably see it coming from like 10 miles away, but he's given the chance to like either A, stay in outer space, or B, go back down to Earth. And obviously, like, Elio's whole entire motivation throughout this thing has been like to find a friend somewhere in the world, you know, either like on Earth or in outer space. And he doesn't find any friends on Earth, and he does find friends in outer space. So you're like, well, he achieved his goal, he found what he was looking for, but he found what he wanted and not what he needed. And for your characters, you know, there's like a key difference. He wanted to have friends in outer space. He needed to realize how much people loved him back down on Earth, you know? So on Earth, he has his Aunt Olga, who I guess takes care of him because his parents passed away, and he had a very tough relationship with her, but I think throughout the course of the story, he realized just how much his Aunt Olga, like, sacrificed and risked for him in order to provide him with this, like, nice, safe, and happy life, you know? I think Olga wanted to be, like, an astronaut or something, but she decided to take a job at the military instead so that she would be able to provide, like, a stable course of income and be able to take care of Elio. So, in a way, she really threw away all of her hopes and dreams for her future in order to give Elio a good life. So, I think when Elio does realize this and he decides, like, hey, maybe I won't go to space, maybe I will just stay on Earth after all, that's like a huge moment for his character, because it's like he wanted this thing this whole time and now he's finally getting the chance to do it, but he realizes, like, that's not what I needed, it's just what I wanted, you know? So yeah, overall, I feel like it definitely had some issues and it just wasn't the greatest, but it was really, really fun, and there were some, like, key golden moments that really, really worked, you know? So yeah, I'd rate it probably like a 7 out of 10, which is really, really good, you know? That's pretty decent. And I'd say it's definitely better than some of the other things that we've gotten recently, like the live-action Snow White and live-action Lilo and Stitch. It was not better than the other movie that I watched recently, which was the live-action How to Train Your Dragon. That one is still on top, obviously, because that one is actually, like, peak cinema, you know, as the Gen Alphas would say. And I think it's just a good thing to watch if you want to have, like, something cute and charming for the kids, I guess, and all that great stuff. I would recommend watching it and supporting it just because, like, it is an original film, as I said earlier, and I feel like original films are just so rare these days. Like, we need to show the studios behind them that, like, we really do appreciate them, because I would love to see more original films, you know? I would love to see more stuff like this. And yeah, but anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, then please make sure to like and subscribe for more, because I do post videos very, very frequently. I post long form videos multiple times every single week, and I post short form videos multiple times every single day. So no matter what, I can almost guarantee you that you will always have something fun and interesting to watch, and you will never be bored. But yeah, I will give a disclosure for full transparency so you don't feel like you're being scammed or anything. But I am primarily an art channel, so I do mostly art related stuff, and I don't do movie reviews very, very often, but I do them every time I go to see a movie, so that's usually like once or twice a month, more often in the summertime because there is more time to go watch movies when you don't have constant schoolwork and all that great stuff. But I do like to share my opinions on movies and stuff, so yeah. But anyways, you liking and subscribing is always so, so helpful to me. It helps to boost my YouTube channel into the algorithm so that more people like you can see my videos, and it helps you because you will get an instant notification every single time that I post a new upload. If you want to take your support a step further, then please go click the links in the description box down below. Those will take you to my other social media accounts, like my Instagram and Instagram Grubs account, where I post all of my amazing food pics. If that is more up your alley, and if you want to go check it out, then I have all that stuff in the description down below. And yeah, anyways, I hope you all guys all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Always remember that I love you, and goodbye, eat more waffles, and peace out, Girl Scout.